April from April's Home, and today I'm here to share with you my Halloween home tour. I've been working all week putting the finishing touches on my Halloween decor, and I'm really excited to share with you how everything's turned out. I love decorating my home for Halloween every year. I always love to put a little bit of a different spin on it every year, so you'll see that things are a little bit different from last year. Some things are similar and some things are different. Again, I like to try to mix in some new things and kind of change things up every year just for fun. I love the Halloween season, and I really love getting the house all decorated so it feels like Halloween around the house all month long. We enjoy a lot of fun activities as a family throughout October. I'll be sharing some of those with you, like our trip to the pumpkin patch and some of our favorite Halloween movies and recipes and things like that. So be sure and subscribe and come on back to see more of my Halloween videos throughout this month. So now I'll take you around my home and show you how I've decorated for Halloween. So we'll go ahead and get started in my foyer. Here I've decorated the bookcase as well as my craft cupboard that are in my foyer. On my bookcase I've decorated it with a lot of my different Boney bunches, like my Boney bunch bust there, my letter M, the telephone booth from last year, one of my favorite Boney bunch figures. I've put the glass picture that I purchased at the Target dollar spot in behind the books there. I liked the way that looked. And then down the bookcase a little bit, I've added little tiny Boney bunches here and there, as well as this one with this picture here in the back. Oh, so spooky. And then on the bottom here, I've put out some of my Halloween books and another little figure there so that they'd be low enough for the kids to reach when they come over. Then on top of my cupboard here, I've put out a bunch of my Boney Bunch candy dishes, as well as a castle that I got at Yankee Candle years ago. I love that castle back there. And this little candle here. All of these are from Yankee Candle. And then I've put these pumpkins that I found at the Target dollar spot on some candle holders. I just loved the way those looked. I thought that they looked really pretty. And then I've put these pretty color of hydrangeas that I found at the Dollar Tree. I love the way they look, gray and purple, very Halloween-y. I've put those in this pitcher vase that I picked up at the Target dollar spot earlier in the year. And I thought I would point out the snacks that are in this candy dish. These are the extra dark chocolate Kit Kats, and they're called Darkness Kit Kats, and they are absolutely delicious. I love regular Kit Kats, but I also really love dark chocolate. Not when it's super dark or super overwhelming, but these are just wonderful. So those Kit Kats are what I've chosen to put out in that candy dish. So that's what I've done with my foyer table there. Then I always decorate the doors just outside of my foyer across from my dining room. This is the garage door, and I've put up this really cute Halloween sign, Happy Halloween. This is the one that I thought looked like the font from the old classic show Bewitched, which I've actually been watching the show Bewitched all day today while I've finished up my decorating. I just love that. So that there. And then below that is this little doorbell here. I got this at Target earlier in the year, and each one of these doorbells rings a different person, a werewolf, a cat, a Frankenstein, things like that. So each one is kind of a spooky little thing. I'll go ahead and click this here for you. We'll do Frankenstein. So each one of those is different, and you can see how fun that is. I hung it really low on the door, so it would be the right height for my niece and nephew to play with. And then next I've decorated the door to my craft closet. This is also across from my dining room. And I put up one of the favorite things that I found at Target this year. This sign here, and it says, "This way for amazing tricks and treats, and enter." I really love the old fashioned look of that. I thought that that was really, really fun. So that, and then below that, again, also at child height, so my niece and nephew can have fun with that, is this doorbell here. I got this last year at Target, and I believe they're selling it again this year. I'll go ahead and push that. So that there, which I think is a really fun thing. I love the two doorbell things. I think that they're really fun. They'll be fun for the kids to play with when they come over. So that is the entryway, my foyer, as well as the two doors across from my dining room. And then we have my dining room here, and I'll go around through each bookcase as well as my table and show you what I've done with each area. At the entryway to my dining room, I've set out a Halloween pillow and blanket on one of my chairs. I got this Halloween pillow at the Target dollar spot, and I picked up this blanket just the other day at Walmart. It was under $3, and I really love the vibrant lime green color with the black, which matches my centerpiece perfectly. And then my first bookcase here. So here's how I've decorated my first bookcase. I've done a lot of this sort of orangey copper color, and then down the way a few skeleton things and a few little Halloween things. I've set out some brown apothecary bottles with these brown books down here, a couple of those, as well as this hand that makes the cute little tapping like that. It was really cute. I got that last year at Target. And then my little fish skeleton that I picked up this year, as well as some cute little tiny decorations and a candle. And then up on the top, I've set out this new clock that I got at the Target dollar spot, and I've surrounded it by some sort of orangey coppered mercury glass with some of the hydrangeas from the Dollar Tree, as well as some crows. And I'll go ahead and press the button here so you can see how that works. It's really fun. I just love this. So that was a crow that popped out of there, which I thought was really great since I love to decorate with crows for Halloween. So that's the top of that cabinet. And then down over here to my little seating area, I've put out the marble colored pillows here with some of the other accent pillows that I found at the Target dollar spot. So I've put 2 over here and 2 over here. And then on my little mirrored table, I've set out some bones as well as one of the poison glass bottles that I found at the Target dollar spot, along with more of the hydrangeas from the Dollar Tree. And this is the phone that makes the fun, sort of spooky Halloween noises. Just like that. And I found that at Target a couple of years back, and they, I believe, are also selling it this year too. Then on the top of this bookcase, I've added one of my Boney Bunches, a little skeleton doll that I've had for years, and also the little cattails back there that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I love the color of those. And then this cute little haunted house that kind of blows little bats around, really fun. So it kind of changes colors and blows bats around. I purchased this a couple of years ago also at Target, and I believe they also still sell this. Here's the top of my windows. I'll go ahead and film this again when the sun goes down so you can really see. This is a banner that I picked up at the Target dollar spot. It says trick or treat, and then also these really cute lights that have little crows inside of them. I'll go ahead and turn those on. Here's what the lights look like when they're all lit up. I think they're really, really wonderful, and I love that they are crows. Again, I love decorating with crows, and I was really, really happy to find these lights. And I found the lights also at Target in their Halloween decor section. And this is how I've decorated the table under my dining room window. I tried to keep kind of a vintage spooky look here, and I love the way it turned out. I also have added some little string lights, the little copper lights there. I've put both some faux succulents as well as some real succulents here, and a spiderweb picture and a raven picture. Both of those are from the Target dollar spot. This skull here that I bought at Target last year, as well as this trick-or-treat sign from Target's dollar spot last year. I've set around some of my air plants in this container here. I've put some air plants with moss to kind of give it a spookier, sort of sciencey, apothecary themed look. Here is the little gramophone that I purchased last year, and I've set out some various air plants and faux succulents and real succulents just to kind of give it some natural touches. So this is the gramophone from last year. I think it's so cute. It has a little record player back here and a little push button that you can make a little music. So just like some spooky music, and again, I think that'll be fun for the kids to play with. I've set out some of these spooky lenticular pictures. They look normal, and then they look a little bit spooky when you turn and look at them from another angle. And this old-fashioned looking radio from Target last year. Again, they also had this one this year, although I believe the lights this year are all white instead of colored. And the one last year had them with colored lights, so I'll go ahead and turn that on, just like that. And then it plays a little like radio show, which is really cute.
Looking for advice on love?
So I just love how that looks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Dracula.
Then I've also set out my skeleton from last year. This is a skeleton of a raven that I bought at Target last year. This is one of the apothecary jars that they had in the Target dollar spot. And here's another one. I really love those, and I love that they were sort of a grayish black color, so they really matched my decor nicely. And here's another framed old-fashioned picture with the lenticular effect, so that when you look at it from another angle, it is of course a spooky skeleton. Along with this mirror here that I purchased at Target last year. It has a spooky face up here when you push the button.
And you will glimpse into eternity.
So that there, which will be really fun for the kids again to play with, as well as guests at our Halloween party. And here are the lights in the evening so that you can see them without the glare from the sun. So that is how the table underneath my dining room window turned out. Then up on the top of the bookcase on the other side of my window, I've set out my little raven in a cage, flanked by two gravestones that I found at the Target dollar spot. And in the background there you can see some dark red cattails that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. And this little raven works with a button or a sensor, and it just makes a little crow noise. Like so. So that is the top of that bookcase. And here's another bookcase in my dining room. I've decorated the top with a bunch of orange and black items. I've also included a lot of the book printed items here, which I thought was really appropriate for the bookcase, like the pennant here, as well as this sign here. The background is like from the pages of a book. So those different decorations there. I've added some cute little orange fairy lights inside that glass candle holder there. I love the way that looked. And then I've added a little pumpkin to my terrarium there, and added some things from the Target dollar spot as well as the Dollar Tree. And this cute little ghost in a jar here from Hallmark years ago.
Now where did I put my spectral analyzer?
So that little ghost in a jar, which I think is so cute. I love bringing that out every year. As well as this little eek sign here from the Target dollar spot, and a little copper pumpkin from the Dollar Tree, and this little crow here that I've had for ages. And a little candle holder from Yankee there with a little flickering tea light. So that is this bookcase. I really love the orange and black, as well as the book print touches and just the old-fashioned look of it. And down here I've put out this little animated cat so that, again, it'll be fun for the kids to play with. It lights up when you push it. I always like to leave these little try me buttons on the little figures instead of just the sensor. When it's just the sensor, they go off way too often. And I enjoy just pressing the button here, like so. So that is that fun little cat down there that I think my niece and nephew will enjoy, and also be a fun touch for our Halloween party. And lastly, for my dining room, I've decorated the center of my table in a really fun green and black theme with some fun touches that I've found. I've put some of the mini pumpkins that I actually grew in my garden in this little cloche from Target, along with a miniature little tombstone there and some moss. I've strung some of these cute little copper lights throughout the whole scene here, and added some more pumpkins from my garden. And this is one of the candles and candle holders from Yankee this year. And my stack of little appetizer plates from Target. I've added a few of these little flasks around, and I will fill them with candy when it gets a little closer to the holiday. I've set out these little crow-footed candle holders, and they are holding these little white tapers that when you light them, they do the sort of red drippy blood look, and so we'll light those again closer to Halloween. Here's some other glass jars and flasks in the back here, which I will also fill with water, and I'm going to add a label to this as well when it gets a little closer to the holidays. And then here's the other candle holder there. And here is this candle. It's got a green glass spiderweb design, which I found at Yankee Candle earlier this year, and I've put in it this wonderful Yankee Candle Toxic Tonic swirled candle with forbidden apple and spiced pumpkin. I loved that it is a swirl candle called Toxic Tonic, and it has an apothecary-like label, which I think really matches my decor very well. So that candle there. And in the center here, I found this really fun faux plant at Michael's. It's black and green and glittery, and I thought it looked so fun for the look I was going for in my dining room here. And then I found this great little perfectly colored to match green vase at the Dollar Tree just the other day, just in time to put this look together here. So that is how I've decorated the center of my table. I just love how this cloche turned out, and all of the green and black. I think it's really fun, and I'm excited to light those candles as well and see what they look like. It'll be fun to have sort of dripping like that for my Halloween parties. So that is my dining room table, and that is the rest of my dining room. And here's the little table in my living room here, the little hall table that I have. On the bottom here, I've put my little Boo marquee sign as well as my little salt lamp. I love the way they glow kind of orange, and I think they look perfect with Halloween decor. And then on the table here, I've set out some of my Boney Bunch figures. I have Barry's Hilton here, as well as this little one, and some of these over here that I've had for many years. And the little white pumpkins came from the Target dollar spot. And then above the lamp, I have these really fun dimensional bats flying on the wall. I just love how that turned out. I picked those up at the Target dollar spot. So that is how that table turned out, and I really love the look of those bats. I think they're so much fun, and I think it really adds a lot to this little table here. Then on the top of my DVD cupboard, I've put out a couple of candles that I picked up last year at Target, as well as this cute little pumpkin sign from the dollar spot, and a fun Boo bus from the Boney Bunches collection this year, and a fun little sign here on the handles that says Boo. I love the way the orange and black went along with these Boney Bunch here. On the top of my kitchen, I've strung some banners as well as little mason jar lights here. It says Trick or Treat, and you can see the cute little mason jar lights. And then this is what I've done on the corner of my bar counter. I've set out a bunch of candy dishes here and here, as well as some candles, as well as this really cute sign that I found at the Dollar Tree. I love that it was a diner sign, since this is right by the kitchen and the bar counter. And then I've set out this really cute dining couple from my Boney Bunch collection, which I thought was absolutely perfect with this Deadly Diner sign here from the Dollar Tree. So I loved how that looked together. So that's my bar counter decor. And then on the top of this cupboard, I've set out the train that I put out every year. This year I've surrounded it with some other fun little orange and black signs and little floral picks here, and this cute little sort of old-fashioned looking doll from Target. And here's what the train looks like, all lit up. And then above the train, I have my cute little wooden cubby, and I knew it would be a lot of fun decorating this. I've added a lot of orange and black and sort of old-fashioned looking things that I've had. A lot of these I've had for many years. Some of the little dolls I picked up at Target last year. So here they are up close, all the little cubbies here. And it was just fun finding a bunch of little things to put in this little cubby. Some old-fashioned cats and ghosts and things like that. Yeah, so I really loved the way this shelf turned out. I thought it was very fun to decorate. And then down here I have a basket out with all of my dolls and some extra pillows. I thought it would be fun for my youngest niece to be able to play with some of these dolls and things. She loves to move things around. I thought pillows would be fun to have out here as well. And then underneath the TV I've set out some of my very cute little Bonesy Boney Bunch dog figures here. I collect these every year and I think they're so cute. So here are 4 of them under my TV, as well as this cute little Happy Halloween sign that I found at the Target dollar spot last year. And there they are, so the cute little doghouse one as well. And then above my fireplace, I've put out the banner that I found at the Target dollar spot, as well as some floral picks and orange lights. And there's my big wooden M in the background, and some fun little signs here, like this Boo sign here from Target last year. Here are some of my Boney Bunch figures up close, and another sign from Target last year. And then on some of my candle holders, I've put out some of my faux pumpkins. I just thought that they looked really fun. I loved how they gave this a little height and brought in some of the orange and black color as well. So that is my mantle there, and I really love how that turned out as well. And then down at the base of my fireplace, I have out a bin full of blankets as well as a bin of toys for my niece, my youngest niece, and some cute little pumpkins there as well that light up. So that is at the base of my mantle there. And then my little end tables here, I've put out on this end table 2 of the pumpkins from the Target dollar spot, as well as this Boney Bunch figure here, and a candy dish full of 3 Musketeers, kind of go with the silver of my lamp and things. So that end table there. And then this last end table here, which I've left pretty much the same as last year. I love this little Halloween tree I found at Target years ago. I just think it's really cute, on top of a little placemat thing that I made for it, and my little chevron pumpkin from the dollar spot last year, and this cute little candy corn dish that I found at Hallmark years ago. We have to have candy corn out. The kids love it. Everybody loves it. So gotta have a candy dish full of candy corn throughout October there. So that is my last little end table here in the living room. And down the hallway here, I've added some cute little signs that I found at Target last year to all of the doors. The linen closet and bathroom and bedroom doors all have cute little signs on them, which I thought was nice to decorate some of the hallway, as well as these cute little miniature candle holders from Bath & Body Works and Halloween soap in the bathroom. So that wraps up my Halloween home tour. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at how I've used some of the decorations that I purchased this year, as well as some of my previous year's decorations. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at how I've decorated my Halloween home. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe for more videos from April's Home. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.